Hey, okay. Trying to get this under control. But yeah, my hair is driving me nuts. I gotta comb it out, but I had to give it a rest because of the fact that, yeah, this is my hair in its natural state. One side is a little bit shorter than the other because of the way it was cut a long time ago, so whatever. Anyway, um, like, it's just like it's a lot of stuff going on, there's a lot of things that people have to pray for, and this world is getting so crazy. When I tell you this world is getting crazy, it's like I'm so grateful that I was born in the time period that I was because, man, I remember when I was little, I used to make jokes about, man, I don't want to grow up because what if the Lord comes and I turn 25? And we would laugh and say stuff like that and say stuff because we wasn't really we weren't in the mindset to understand what we was talking about. But I just wanted to say this, that prayers are going out to everybody going through COVID and stuff like that. We are under such a attack, it's ridiculous, and people don't want to be honest about it. People are mad that a lot of different generations are learning the truth about what we are going through in this country, and we really just need to pray. Um, it's hard as it is. We can march and stuff like that, but you really just need to be careful. Really, I'm not saying don't practice your freedom of speech or anything, but we just really need to be careful because I have never seen in my life where I see cars just racing. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people just zoom, 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 zoom on the highway, and they almost try to get you off of the highway, right? Like, there was a law that was passed a couple of years ago that made it impossible for tenants to sue their landlord. And what that means is if the landlord decides to just evict you because they can, they basically can. And so I got a chance to witness that. Got a chance to witness that. We also have a situation in certain states. I don't know about all states, but the state that I'm in, it's a at will state. So if they want to fire you without telling you what's wrong, they basically can. I got a chance to witness that probably 6 years ago when I was working. So the thing about it is, we can sit there and make jokes. We can sit there and get on TikTok and say all this other stupid stuff. We can do a lot of stuff, but it's really time for us to really stick together as a group of people. People are trying to tear us apart for what? You're mad because somebody knows something and you didn't want them to know. You're not God. You know what I'm saying? You can't make somebody do something that you want them to do and then say that, oh, we didn't do this as an act of violence, and then flag somebody for talking about violence. That's another video. Um, I've probably been harassed, I don't know how many times. I've been going through this stuff so long, it's ridiculous. But people don't want to be honest about the stuff that they do. So I'll give you an example. I remember there was a specific job that I worked a few years ago, and I was supposed to be processing test tubes, putting labels and stuff like that on there. But what I noticed is that when you're new, people tell you anything you can to not let you keep the job. So, for example, I was supposed to be with a specific individual, and I was just supposed to do bags and learn how to do the stuff. He tells me, my manager tells me, I'm supposed to be training with a girl named Sarah. Not really her name, but I'm just telling you that. A girl named Sarah. And I said, okay, so she was helping me train and stuff like that. And then after a few days went by, he had me go back to the other recruiter that we had some type of issues with each other. And I said, oh, I thought I was going to be with Sarah today because you told me to go with Sarah. And he was like, Sarah's not going to be with you because she doesn't have time to babysit. who said anything about me needing to be babysitted or sat or however you want to say. You give me instructions to do something. I follow them, and then you get upset. The recruiter says we're supposed to leave early. I don't leave early. You get mad because I can't be there. I let you know what's going on, and then you get frustrated with me again. So then the main boss comes, asks me what's going on. I tell him, and then the manager that hired me basically gets upset and says, "Well, we're just gonna have to let you go because don't tell anybody about this, but we're letting you go based on of what you wrote to corporate." I said I didn't write anything to corporate. Corporate called me. I didn't have their number. So you see, a lot of people like to play mind games and stuff. I can say it. I can see if it was me and I was doing some stuff, some things I did do, but it didn't merit for that. But in the state that I'm in, they have a right to just basically let you go. So here's another thing. If you take a virus and you know that somebody needs the things that they need housing, they need water, they need food, they need stuff to sustain themselves. What do you make them do? Oh, that's right. Let's get a vaccine so we can get vaccinated. That way you can't get what you need unless you're vaccinated. Blame everybody else for why they're getting sick because the vaccine per se, quote unquote, is going to help the situation. If they pulled the Johnson and Johnson vaccine because it was causing blood clots, they couldn't pull the virus shot, the COVID-19 shot. You're paying people to take the shot, knowing that it can cause somebody to get sick. Is that what you guys did in the West Nile virus when that was going on? Bird flu, all these other epidemics, Ebola. Did you guys do that? No, because they're mad at the fact that there's a lot of people that notice how racist this country is. So the way to control them is take all the resources, and the only way is basically a simple slavery tactic. If you want something, you will do what I say unless you take this. If you want to be like that person, we can do this, this, and this. It happens everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing that I also thought was interesting. There's a lot of people that are mixing, and when I mean mixing, you got black and white people, Asian people, Hispanic people. We got a lot of people that are mixing within themselves. They don't like that because it's like, I guess evidently you're not keeping the race pure. What pure race is there? There is no pure race. We're all mixed with something. We all are. The pure races are already gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody in this country, on this globe, is mixed with something. There is no pure. Nobody is pure anything. The only thing that's really pure is our spirits. That's the purity. Everything else is not pure. You know what I'm saying? So when you got people that are mad because of the fact that, and they wanted to blame the other president because of the fact that he was saying this, this, and that, they both, both presidents didn't really care. And I'm not saying their name because I want to be respectful, but at the same time, it's like, you see why it frustrates me, why everybody pushes, oh, you need to vote, you need to vote, you need to vote, you need to vote, because things are going to change if you vote. Everybody's preaching about voting. Everybody's preaching about you can change stuff if you do this action. People are still doing whatever they want to do. So what are you telling us? You're telling us that every vote counts, but the truth of the matter is the only thing that really counts is the places that are controlled by the electoral colleges, right? So when what else? I mean, can we just be honest at the fact that we just don't want people to make it? Can we just be honest about that? Can we also be honest about the fact that we never really cared? We do what we want to do in certain countries, and we justify it by putting religion to put a stamp on it, and that's the truth. But you want black people, anybody else that sees things differently, whether white people see things differently too. There's some people that even grew up with us that saw that these injustices are not fair, but why has everything got to be a race war now? You wasn't thinking about race 4 years ago, but now all of a sudden it's a war because, older generations are angry at the fact that the newer generation, they don't want them to know the real truth and how really racist people can be. And that is the truth. So if we make them sick, if we make them depend on us, right? But I can't, and this is alleged. I can't say yay or nay. I can't say that. It's alleged. I can't say that it may be, it could be. I could be wrong, I could be right. I could be. It's a could be. You know what I'm saying? We could even talk about education. Teachers do it all the time. The ones that they think that can be successful, they teach them. The ones that they think can't obtain anything, they do what they do. They probably ain't gonna tell you this, but they do it all the time. They do it all the time, and then we're over here looking like, oh, that person's not cultured, that person's not doing this, that person's not doing that. Oh, this person's insane, this person is doing all these other things, this injustice, and why are they being so hateful, and da-da-da-da-da. Good and bad is in everybody. It doesn't exclude. It doesn't have a timestamp. People are people. They can do what they want to do. If they wanted to change, they would. They don't want to change because it's bringing a lot of money. And if you stop somebody's money flow, that's going to make somebody mad. It's going to make anybody mad, right? I'm not here to sit there and preach anything. I'm just saying somebody has to say something, and it's not fair, but like I said, do people care? No, they don't. I just think everybody should have a choice to choose what they want for their life, because ultimately none of us are God. None of us died and saved people. None of us did that. None of us can determine what another person should do with their life. None of us should be able to control that. That's not our business. That's his business. I can't tell you how to do something. I can't tell you how to raise your children. I can't tell you how to obtain success. I can't tell you how to do it, and I definitely can't stop you because I'm not him. He's the only one that can say something. That's not me. So when I see people that are just this ignorant and they get mad when they get caught in their lies and they want to sit there and do something about it, I'm going to get upset about it. So when I see people do stuff to my mother in front of me, don't expect me to sit there and be nice about it and be respectful. Because if you're going to use profanity towards my mother and you're going to be disrespectful to her, then I have to be disrespectful to you. Because at the end of the day, she's sacrificed a lot to have me. And I'm not going to let anybody just come at her crazy just because they want to prove a point that they want to be something. It's not going to happen around me, because I can tell you two things. It's going to happen two ways. You can talk to her and think you can get something and do all that other stuff. You talk to me, it's going to be a very different conversation. I don't play when it comes down to my family members. They probably don't give a crap, but that's them. That's not me. I've watched what they had to go through. I grew up around them. I knew what the conversations were about. I knew the stuff that they didn't want to talk about. Why folks are so freaking religious in our community is because we have to count on God. Because there are a lot of the other people, they think they are God, so they control stuff. But then you have the audacity to say black people can be racist. Where? Can I control how you make money and how you get a degree and how you get a car and a home? No. But I know other people can. But again, this is all alleged. This is all alleged, right? It's all alleged. On another episode on SMS News Channel. And I will be back.